Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So let's make some Bambara beans and Tatale. Okay, so aboboy and Tatale. It's my favorite food of all time. So Tatale is basically plantain pancakes. So like we mash it anyway, fried like we're making pancakes. So stay with me and let's see how I make this simple but delicious recipe. Okay, so I start with my beans. These beans are so hard. They are like solid rocks, little rocks, I tell you. So we need to cook it. And what would be best for you to cook these in is a pressure cooker, right? It will cook it quicker, faster for you. Okay. Otherwise, you can just cook it on your normal um, hob, your stove in a saucepan, right? So what I tend to do is I don't like, taking out my pressure cooker because I can be lazy sometimes. So I just chuck it in my rice cooker because my rice cooker is always on my counter because I cook rice all the time, almost every day. So it serves in a way as a pressure cooker for me. It cooks it quicker. So here I'm adding hot water directly, so that it speeds up the cooking process. So I give it a stir, and whoever you are, whoever is whoever is floating, I believe that why are you floating? You're not supposed to be floating. So if you're floating, you are dead. I take you out. Took all those floating mates out, and yeah. So this is about half an hour into cooking it, and we are nowhere. It's just like solid rock, I tell you, and still taking out a few bad beans out. Okay, so these ones I got them from London, so they are pretty good. They are actually really good. I couldn't find any with insects in them. Okay, there are no insects in this one. Okay, because in Ghana, especially when they are stored for longer in the markets, then the insects find their way into it. But then when they are harvested and they are sold out quickly, and you use them, then you don't get insects. So that's what happened. So here I've been cooking it for about an hour now, and they are really hard though. I'm not exaggerating at all. These things are it takes forever. So once it boils over a bit, I'll just transfer it, when it becomes soft enough for me to start adding my spices. Okay, and this is when you see that it looks creamy. You see that the juices or the liquid around it looks creamy. Okay, that's when I transfer it into my saucepan before I add the rest of the spices or other ingredients to finish it up. This is really simple. This is straight from Adabraka. This recipe is from Adabraka. What's the name of I can't remember, but yeah, here I'm just adding just chili powder and ginger powder. You can put in fresh ones, but hey, when you're making authentic dishes, okay, you have to think about how they make it, the profit margins and everything, the cost of producing the food and the profit margin. Trust me, they don't add anything expensive in Ghana. They just want to make a lot of profit, right? So they don't add anything expensive. So those authentic taste we have in the Ghanaian local food, it's not anything special. It's just very local, cheap stuff they put in there, right? Okay, so that is all done. That is all done for that. So now we're moving on to the plantain, the ripe plantain pancakes. Okay, so I have just two ingredients: ginger and pepper, ginger and chili, right? That is all. These are bird's eye chili or bird eyes chili, whatever, right? So I grind it in my earthenware bowl or apotoyowa or asanka. I'm going to just mash it all in there. You can use your potato masher, no problem. You blend your pepper and your ginger, and then you just add it. Use your potato masher and you add it. Easy peasy. There you go, right? But I would like to do it this way, right? Because thereby I can get it the consistency I want. So here, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using two kinds of binders, okay? Because these, we can't fry these just as it is, right? If you fry it, it won't work. So I'm going to be using binders. I'm going to be using by Tom Brown. So Tom Brown is maize and peanut or groundnut that we've roasted, and then we have no grinded, that is ground, right? And I'm going to be using plain flour. So here I'm adding my salt to taste, right? You have to remember to add your salt to taste, okay? So what it is I'm going to divide this into two, and I'm going to be frying one with the tom brown and one with the flour. If you want it 100% gluten free, you use the tom brown, but you use the flour, it wouldn't be gluten free anymore, because flour is the flour, plain flour we have here, it's not gluten free. So yeah, so if you want gluten free, stick to the brown stuff over there, okay? So I'm going to divide this into two, and I'm going to mix it, and I'm going to be, sort of frying it for you to see. But then one thing that I noticed is that whilst I was frying it, I realized that the gluten-free one, which is the one with the tom brown, the one with the maize and the one with the ground maize, oh, let me say it right, the one with the ground roasted maize and peanuts flour, right? I think that's how I can explain it. That one, the frying is a bit tricky. It's, you get, it rips here and there, and it's a bit, you need to leave it on the fire or in the pan for a long time before you turn it over, right? But me, I'm very impatient when it comes to turning things over or stirring things and stuff like that. So here, as you can see, I have my pancake, frying pan here. This is specifically for making pancakes. It's very flat and very level, right? So I'm frying first of all the gluten-free one. That's what I'm frying now. So I add some red oil. You can use any oil you want, coconut oil, but the authentic one, the one that I used to buy from Adabraka and Makola market, not Makola, Malata market. It's they use red oil, so I'm using red oil for this recipe, but you can substitute it for any oil that you want. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just trying to make it look a bit more rounder, because I remember that in Adabraka they used to make it in molds. I'll show you there's something similar. I will come later. I will show you what I mean. Okay, so I turned it, and as I flip it, you see that it's okay, but it was, I think, a few ones. This is, I think, the second batch or so, but the first one also, it was a bit like, temperamental, right? But then with the one with the flour, which has gluten, it binds better, so you get a better pancake. When you flip it and you turn it, even when you eat it, you see that the taste is like straight from Adabraka or straight from Malata. It tastes exactly, because that is what they use. Okay, so now when I spoke to Adjessica, no, I didn't speak to Adjessica. The information I got from Adjessica is that they use flour, and Adjessica is the lady who is in charge of the Tatale and Bambara beans spot in Adabraka. I've forgotten how it's called anyway, but yeah, that's what it's called. That's what she told me. She uses flour. So yeah, so this is the second bit, and as you pour it in, you can even see the consistency. It's like a bit different, and yeah, it takes better, it turns better, it binds better, and I prefer the flour, right? Okay, but then you can always stick with gluten-free if you want that, or the Tom Brown. The taste is actually quite different. It doesn't taste the same though, so I prefer, you see, as you turn this one, it actually looks like pancake. You see that, it looks like pancake a bit, right? And this is also a bit wonky, but that is me. I am impatient when it comes to flipping things and stirring things, and waiting for things to get hot, so yeah. So I'll keep just flipping it over and over. That's what I did, keep flipping it back and forth until it's browned nicely on both sides, as I want it or as I desire it. Then I'll just, take it off. So yeah, I'll be showing you, I have another pancake mold, frying pan mold sort of things that I also tried using, okay, and it also works perfectly. It gives you a consistent shape. I mean, like, because they are molds, it fries and it becomes the shapes are all the same. And if you serving someone, of maybe if you want to, you want that finesse in your service, if someone is visiting or you're doing something for someone, you want that finesse, and you have, that mold, you can use that. So yes, that's what I just wanted to share with you. So here, the pancake, as you can see, is cooking nicely, and at this point, it is ready to be, taken off the pan. So, yeah, this is what I was telling you about the molds. So this is also another pancake molds that I use from time to time, and I just thought it's mimicked, the pans they use, because back home they used a very big flat pan with molds in it. So I'm like, oh, this looks a bit like it, but let me try it. So yeah, I used it, and it also worked perfectly. As I was saying earlier, it gives you a much more uniform shape. They all become the same, and yeah. So that is it. This is very simple. It is just straightforward, trust me, and it's really delicious. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you give this video a try. Okay, so as you hear, if you love what you seen, if you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, and welcome back to all my subscribers. You are amazing, and I love you all. And if you're new here, welcome, and I hope you enjoy this video. And if you like what you see and you'd like to see more, please don't forget to subscribe before you go. And you also hit the like button, right? So, and don't forget to put on your notification bell for when I post a new video. So here it is. I've served it nicely, and it was really delicious. It does look good, doesn't it? Yeah, I think so. I think it does look good. Yeah. And I really enjoyed it because in my house, nobody likes it. I'm the only one. So I enjoyed it to the fullest. All right. Thank you, and see you all.